Hey everybody, welcome back to the breakdown. I didn't win the lottery, which kind of sucks, but congrats to whoever won. If I had, you probably wouldn't be seeing me for a while. But as always, I'm your host, Spencer Fannin. Thank you for tuning back in. This episode is going to be dedicated to the NFL Championship weekend matchups, the AFC Championship matchup, the Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs, and the NFC Championship matchup, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Green Bay Packers. And both the quick little stats about both matchups are actually rematches of Week 6 matchups. In Week 6, Green Bay traveled to Tampa Bay and lost 38-10. And then also in Week 6, Kansas City traveled to Buffalo and won 26-17. So it's interesting that these rematches are actually at the other team's stadium. So, like I said, the AFC is hosted by Kansas City. The NFC is hosted by Green Bay. Opposite of what happened in Week 6. We'll dive right in. The first matchup of the day is going to be the NFC Championship game. That is the early game tomorrow. It is on January 24th. I am recording this at about 12:30 Saturday afternoon, January 23rd. So, there you go. Game is scheduled for 2 p.m. Central Time at Lambeau Field. Some quick breakdown gambling and weather stats. Green Bay is favored by 3.5. I was actually kind of surprised at that. I thought it'd be bigger spread, but whatever. Over-under is 52 as of the recording of this video. The weather is going to be about 30 degrees with a chance of snow, so it could be another Lambeau game like it was last week and such. So that's gonna be fun. Some quick stats breakdowns and such is going to be, arguably the best matchup of quarterbacks we're going to see probably in a while. The old veterans and stuff. You have Aaron Rodgers, who's probably the MVP of the NFL this year. He went for just under 4,300 yards. He had 48 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. That's just that's insane. I'm pretty sure 2 of those interceptions came against Tampa Bay in Week 6. So if he doesn't do that, then even less. And he had Tom Brady, who threw for just over 4,600 yards with 40 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. Now, obviously, you have 2 of the best quarterbacks in the league, the 2 old members of the old guard, and all that, along with Drew Brees and such. So this is going to be a fun. All 4 of these teams it's going to be a fun quarterback matchups and such. Now, the 2 main receiving threats for the teams, Mike Evans for Tampa Bay, just over 1,000 yards. He had 13 touchdowns. Now, I will say Antonio Brown is out for this game, so the Tampa Bay does lose a weapon, though they have a plethora of them. You have Mike Evans, as I said, the big target on the outside. You have Gronk going across the middle. You have Scotty Miller and Chris Godwin also as slot and other outside receivers for Tampa Bay. So they've got plenty of weapons, along with Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette as running backs. So Tampa Bay's got plenty of weapons, even without Antonio Brown. But on the other side, you've got arguably the best, if not one of the top 3 receivers in the game in Devontae Adams for Green Bay. He had over almost 1,400 yards receiving and 18 touchdowns. He has exploded the last couple years, probably top 2 or 3 receivers in the game. And along with Aaron Jones for Green Bay as the main running back, they've got 3 of them, I believe. I think Jamal Williams and A.J. Dillon are the other 2 guys. And then they've got Robert Tonyan as the tight end, who I believe has double-digit touchdowns, I think 11 or 12. Martez Scandling. I hope I didn't mess that up with the with the name, because it's a MVS. And then, it's Aaron Rodgers. They've pretty much just run out scrubs, and he can do whatever he wants with them and such. So that game is just going to be a lot of fun to watch. 2 great quarterbacks. This is the first time Brady and Rodgers have played each other in the playoffs. Obviously, this first year Brady's been in the NFC, but it's this is just going to be a lot of fun. They've never played each other in the Super Bowl before for this, so they couldn't play each other in the playoffs. But I believe this is Aaron Rodgers' 5th NFC title game. I think this is Brady's 17th or something like that. So it's holy crap. No, it's just going to be a lot of fun. You might not be able to see this type of matchup ever again. I think Brady will be around, and obviously Rodgers will be around for a couple more years, but you never know. So enjoy it while you can. 2 of the best quarterbacks of all time. Now, to the actual pick, as a Bears fan, this hurts, but I'm taking the Packers and to win and cover. I just think that offense is going to be too much. Tampa Bay's defense played really, really well last week against the Saints and Drew Brees, but I just don't think that they're going to get 3-4 turnovers out of Green Bay like they did last week. Now, they got 2 turnovers out of Aaron Rodgers when they played him in Week 6, but I don't think that's going to happen again. I think that offense is just too good, and I think the Packers defense is underrated. They're only giving up about 18 points a game, I believe less than 300 yards a game and such, so it's going to be interesting. They play complementary football. They just hold teams down, and the offense for Green Bay is just so good that it forces the other team to have to try and play a shootout in the sense. So I'm taking the Packers. I see this game something like 31-24, 27-20, something like that. So Packers. So obviously covering. I'm not going to give you an over and under because those 2 picks I just gave you, one's an under, one's an over. So take that, but I wouldn't bet the over under on this game. I would lay money on the Packers and covering. So there you go. We're going to move on to the AFC Championship game now. This, as much as the NFC Championship was 2 great quarterbacks of the old guard, this is the new guard. This is the matchup of the new guard. You've got Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City Chiefs, the reigning Super Bowl champions, against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Man, this is good. Both matchups are going to be hell of a great quarterback matchups to watch, but this one's going to be as much fun. This one you probably got a better chance of seeing multiple times in the future. So, but quick breakdown of the gambling stats. Again, the spread is not confusing to me. It's 3, depending on where you go. It's 3.5. Kansas City's favored. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes has been cleared to play from concussion protocol, so that's a huge one. I'm guessing if he wasn't playing, Buffalo would be favored probably by like 2 or something like that. But there you go. I mean, the over/under is 54.5, a little higher than the Green Bay Tampa Bay game. The weather in Kansas City Sunday afternoon. This game's at 5:40 Central Time, so after the NFC game. It's going to be about 41 degrees with chance of rain, maybe sleet, snow, depending on how cold it gets as you go on. So this is kind of like the matchup in Week 6 when it was very rainy, dreary in Buffalo when Kansas City won 27-16. Or 26-17, I'm sorry, 26-17. And they played a lot of like ground and pound football, like giving it to running backs, short passes, Kelsey, stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting. Last week when Buffalo played the Ravens, they didn't run the ball really at all. I think they only had like maybe 15, I think less than 20 rushing attempts if you include scrambles. So but they still won, they still and all that. But I don't know if you're going to be able to do that because you have to score against Kansas City. Now Buffalo's defense is good, but Kansas City's offense is just insane. And all that. Quick stats breakdowns. Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills threw for just over 4,500 yards. He had 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Mahomes, pretty much everybody knows those stats, almost 4,800 yards, 38 touchdowns, and just 6 interceptions. If it wasn't for Aaron Rodgers, Mahomes would be the MVP, in my opinion. But Aaron Rodgers is going to win it this year. He had 48-5. It's like if he doesn't win it, then something's seriously wrong. The main 2 receiving threats for these teams, Stephon Diggs, who led the league in receptions and I believe receiving yards with just over 1,500 yards. He only had 8 touchdowns, so that's a little interesting and stuff. And then you had Travis Kelce, who led all tight ends with over 1,400 yards, and he had 11 touchdowns. Obviously with Kansas City of Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, Hardman, so they've got plenty of weapons and stuff like that. It's gonna be really interesting. It's gonna be difficult for Buffalo to really hone in and stuff. I think that it will be a fun game. It's going to be a fun game to watch. You're going to see this matchup, I think, a couple more times in the future, especially in playoff matchups. So this could be, I don't know if I want to call it the next Brady Manning type of rivalry, but it could be because you've got 2 very young quarterbacks great teams, up and coming teams. Now, obviously, Kansas City has won already, but Buffalo is on the rise. So I could really see this being that next great quarterback rivalry and stuff that we saw in the AFC back in the 2000s and 2010s with Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning. This could be that next one. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, but I'm going to go Kansas City in this game. I think Kansas City wins. I think that they cover as well. So a lot like in the previous game, I think the home team wins and covers. I would guess it's probably going to be, because I don't think Kansas City's defense is not as good as Green Bay's defense. So I would say it's probably going to be, this has a better chance of being a shootout. So I think I would go, I don't know about the over-under, though, because it's 54.5. And I just think that this is one of those weird games. I'm guessing it's going to be similar to the score in the NFC Championship game, something like 31-24, 27-20, 30-24, something like that. So it's going to be really tight, but I'm leaning toward the under, but it's going to be close. So this is a game. This will be the game I pick. I'm taking the Chiefs to win and cover, as well as the under. So those are my two gambling picks for that game. Again, don't blame me if you take them and you lose money. It's not my fault. It's your fault for going with my picks and all that. But there you go. Those are the two NFC and AFC Championship matchups. My picks for those games. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's just great quarterback matchups. You got obviously the old guard in the NFC and then up and comers in the AFC. Just go out and enjoy some football. I mean, hopefully we're coming to the end of this horrible situation with the pandemic. It's been almost a year now. Everybody wants to get out, have fun. We're getting close. Everybody, we're coming to the home stretch. We are. So please, everyone, stay calm. Just keep doing what you're doing. Wear a mask, all this other stuff. Take precautions. And we're almost there. But go out, enjoy some football tomorrow, and all that. And until next time, this is Spencer Fannin signing off for The Breakdown. Thank you, and stay safe, everybody.